Okay, it's the day before opener. I'm just collecting some firewood for my little stove. Supposed to get down to 20 degrees tonight. Last night was pretty cold too. I think got down to 26 or 27. But I was snug as a bug. My sleep system is very warm and comfortable, and I had the stove going, and that was ripping until 10:30, 11 at night. So it was nice and warm in there. This morning I did some scouting, went up to the top of this ridge here and was glassing for a couple hours. Did run into two hunters, and they were kind of going to the same spot as I was, but I talked to them, very nice people, and yeah, they seemed cool. We just kind of went sort of on the opposite sides of the ridge. Hopefully it won't cause any issues, but yeah, it's public land. What are you gonna do? So I was glassing for about 2 hours, wasn't seeing anything, and then all of a sudden at like 8:40, I just see two bulls walk like 90 yards in front of me, just underneath me, about 90 yards. They started walking across. They must have been going to bedding, but the first bull was a nice 6-point. I don't know what he would score, but probably close to 300. And that's, for this unit, it's probably not the best, but for me, I've never got an elk, so I'm gonna try and get him tomorrow. So the goal is to kind of get to that same spot a little bit even earlier than we were there today, and just kind of get in position and see if we can make a play. So I know once the rifles start shooting tomorrow, opening day, everything's gonna change. So hoping that this spot pans out, but we'll see. But yeah, definitely the biggest bull I've ever seen in person. So I'm pretty pumped about it. It was cool, really close. Yeah, 90 to 100 yards, just kind of working right in front. Had no idea I was there. So could be good. We'll see. All right, we're up here in these rocky cliffs right now. It's about 8,000 feet in elevation, and it's opening morning. Those bulls that I saw yesterday did not come by and pass through the same section that they did yesterday. So they must have taken a different route to get up to their bed. I know that they're bedding on this north side slope on this mountain here, about 800 yards up into the really, really thick timber right there. So I can't even see them where they're bedded, so thick. But yeah, I was expecting them to come by the same way, which would have been perfect. It's like 100 yards right underneath me. Less even at one point. I think at one point they passed by at like 85 yards. So that would have been amazing, but didn't see him this morning. The only thing I saw was a couple mule deer about 800 yards up on the ridge over there, and that's it. There's virtually no wind this morning. Yesterday morning there was a pretty strong wind, and maybe that helped with their movement. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's going to be kind of warm today. I think almost 50 degrees and sunny. But yeah, I'm tucked away up in this rock outcropping, on top of this knob, and it really is a kind of a great vantage. You can see so much. You can see pretty much the entire unit. You can see all the big peaks in the landscape, and you can see quite a bit. This area that I'm focused on, this mountain, is very heavily timbered, so you can't see through the timber, but there are pockets of open areas where you can kind of look. Considering I saw those 3 bulls really close just yesterday, I want to kind of play this out and see if I can make a play on that big bull. He was nice. After looking at the footage, he was good size 6x6, and he did have 2 little cheater points, so I don't know if he would be considered a 7x7 or not, but they were small. But Definitely a good bull, and something I would definitely take. So we'll see what happens. Trying to work through these rocks, and they're pretty cool. They almost look like coral, and they're volcanic rocks. So a lot of these big mountains and peaks in this area are volcano cones. I don't think this is here, but these rocks are made from magma, I believe, from millions of years ago. So it's pretty cool. They got a cool texture to them. Alright, just getting back to camp from opening day. So after lunch and into the evening, I pretty much just glassed, most of the day. An hour before last light, I was looking at the opposite ridge from me, about 600 yards, and I saw 3 different hunters glassing into the pocket where my bull is bedded. So people know about this bull apparently, and they know that he beds in there. So there's definitely some competition. I also saw a guy, I guess he was scouting, he didn't have a rifle, just kind of walk beneath me in sort of the meadow beneath me, so that was cool. Tons of people. And then on my way walking back to camp, I ran into 2 guys from Phoenix, and they were just kind of hunting these lower hills down by where I'm camped. So I've already seen a total of 8 people. Yeah, 7 or 8 people all hunting this one side of the mountain, most of them going after the same bull. So that could be one reason why I didn't see him today. But what I did see glassing into that one pocket on the opposite ridge, way up on the mountain, was right at last light, there was 5 cows on a spike kind of feeding and working their way down. And I kept glassing there. I was hoping that some of the bulls would come down, maybe 20 minutes after they did, but they never came down. So it's pretty tough out there. It's hard for me to leave just because I'm seeing quite a bit of elk, and I saw that nice 6-point. But there's a lot of people, and so we'll see. I'll probably give this spot at least another day, and then if the bull doesn't want to play and there's too many people, then we'll check out another spot. Okay, we just made it to my next spot. I sat there up on the mountain this morning and was waiting for that bull to come out. The wind was perfect. It was exactly how it was the morning when I saw him come out 80 yards underneath me. But no sign of him. I think he's feeling the pressure of all these hunters, and he went either real high up on that mountain or maybe even to the other side, but I couldn't seem to spot him. So I'm gonna try out some different spots. Today is day 2. After today we have 5 more days, so I'm trying to not waste it all on one spot if it's not producing. Definitely kind of torn. I think it's something that I struggle with is, how long do you wait? How long do you stick around for the right opportunity, the right bull to kind of be in a position where you can, get a shot? But I gave it 2 extra days after seeing them, and I got some other good spots planned, and I'm gonna try them out. So I'm down here. This is a little bit lower country. It's more the what you think of in Arizona, the pinyon and juniper type country, mixed in with some pines. It looks like, man, the roads getting here, it was like driving over boulders for 5 miles. The Forest Service roads are so bad. I don't think I would have made it with anything that's not like a high clearance. Even my pickup truck, I don't think it would have made it. It is insane. It's crazy. I got to check my tires and make sure I don't have a flat. And if I go home without a flat tire driving these roads, I'm going to be really surprised. The glassing point here that I'm going to be checking out is only a couple hundred yards away from where I'm parked. So I'm kind of debating on whether I should just sleep in the Jeep. Check out the icicles on the window here. 18 degrees. I had to sleep in the Jeep tonight just so I could be more mobile and quicker. If I don't see any elk here this morning, I can just peel off and head to the next spot. The sun does feel good. The real feel temperature this morning was like 16 degrees. So it was a little chilly, but marching up here, I was working up a good sweat, so that's good. We're up here at 9,500 feet in elevation. I think the top point up there is 10.5, but where we are here is about 9,500. So some pretty good elevation. I think this is the highest peak in this unit. It's not the highest peak in the state. I think there's one or two others that might be higher than this one, but we're getting up there pretty good. So I woke up at 5 and I hiked up this mountain 2,500 feet in elevation in the dark completely to get up here by first light. I didn't quite get up here by first light, but I did get up here by sunrise. So it took a little over 2 hours, I think, or about 2 hours. And then I had to get up to this glassing knob, which was just absolute hell. It was just downfall and rocks. It's that up there, if you can see it. I don't know if the camera does it justice, but it was just an absolute hellhole. And then when I got up there, I realized that the bowl that I wanted to glass into, the vantage actually was not very good because the timber was on the same side of the slope. So I ended up glassing this entire north-facing slope. I mean, pretty much everything you can see here. Just looking in every little nook and cranny for a bowl. Could not turn one up. I did see 5 or 6 cows on an opposite ridge about 800 yards that way. No, about 1,000 yards that way. But can't seem to turn up a bull. They are hiding. Today is day 4 of the hunt. I've got day 5, day 6, day 7. So 3 days left after today. So it's crunch time. But yeah, working along that entire hell ridge was just killed me. My joints are just aching so bad. So I'm gonna try and get some food, hydrate, and then climb down 2,000 feet and get back to camp and regroup and kind of come up with a game plan for maybe tonight. If not tonight, just kind of rest up and then get back at it tomorrow. Just gotta keep grinding. Let's go. Okay, it's 10:50 in the morning here at day 6. A little over an hour ago, actually, almost 2 hours ago, I finally spotted another bull. It was a big bull too. I was glassing hard from 6 a.m. till 9, and then, just taking breaks here and there. And then out of nowhere, I just see these big antlers coming through the trees at the top of this mountain. Just working along pretty quickly, actually, along the ridge of this mountain. And I lost them for a second, but then I found them again. I tried to get some footage of them, but I just couldn't get my spotting scope up in time. And kept watching him, and he was working along the top of the ridge. And then he just disappeared in the jungle. So I don't know if he worked to the other side of the ridge to bed down, or if he just found some thick stuff up there, to bed down. And I ranged it. It's like 860 to 880 yards. So that's a little bit far. Alright, I just got back from a reconnaissance mission, and I saw that bull at 850 yards about this morning. It's a little farther than I'd like to take a shot. So, over this way, a couple hundred yards, there's a big rocky cliff. And from there, if I can get there, which I can, I just explored it, the shot would be around 650. I feel very comfortable with 650. 850 is a little far. So, I just went over there and explored. It's really cool. It's a big rocky cliff. Let me see if I can show it. You can kind of see it. It's over there. On the inside of that rocky cliff, there's kind of like a cove. And it's pretty cool. It reminds me of like a mountain lion's lair. But if I can get over there, which I can, the shot would be like around 650, which I feel a lot more comfortable with. And I might have a better angle from there anyways, because it's kind of more on the side. So, that's the game plan. What that bull is doing, I think, this is my theory, is most of these mountains here are cinder cones. At least a lot of the big ones like this one. It's a cinder cone. So at the top, there's kind of like a cone bowl. And I think what he's trying to do is when the sun rises over here, this is sort of the, that's kind of north. No, that's south. This is kind of east. So when the sun comes up here, I think when he goes to bed, he beds on the other side of that ridge in that cinder cone. And what I'm hoping is when the sun switches over to the other side of the ridge, he switches beds and comes back on this side to bed down. So that's the game plan for tonight. If he doesn't do that tonight, then I'm just gonna try and get over there then see if he comes that same way tomorrow morning around 9. And if he does, I'll be in position. So, that's the play. Then, I don't even want to talk about it, but if we were lucky enough to get the bull, we gotta climb all the way up. All the way up to the top of that to get him and back him out. So it should be fun. That's what we signed up for. See if he switches beds and comes back on this side of the ridge. Spotted another bull up on this ridge over here, and he's right at the top, and he's like kind of going back and forth on either side. He might be switching beds because it's 3:30. I don't know if it's the same bull. This one is either a 5 or a 6. Definitely a shooter. Right now he's at 850 yards. So, see if he comes a little closer. But, pretty cool. I think he was switching sides because the sun is switching. But, we'll see if I can stay on him because I lost him. We just had that same bull. I think he's a 5x5. Pop over that saddle again. He's kind of like playing peekaboo, going over the saddle on this side, then going back on the other. I can't really, I can't see him too well. I can't get a great look on him because he's being too quick. So I tried to get my scope on him just to see what it looked like, but he's just moving too quick back and forth. I don't have enough time, and I'm moving pretty quick too. So I'm gonna see if he comes back over. Alright, we're losing light fast. The sun set about a half hour ago, so I'm gonna give it 5 more minutes of glassing. But I think we're gonna have to resume this tomorrow morning. Final day, final morning. Let's do it. So this morning at about 6 a.m., I hear a side-by-side drive back here in my secret little mountain. So I think we have company. I didn't see them. I don't know where they are, but there's some other hunters in here. So, public land. What can you do? I just looked up. I just looked up to the top of the mountain, and I saw 2 hunters walking up the mountain where that bull was yesterday morning. I can't believe this. He's not gonna show hunters just shot the bull. They shot a bull. Unbelievable. Alright, I'm gonna keep glassing and see if maybe they pushed anything over the side. But sucks. I just heard 2 more gunshots. I couldn't tell if they're coming from over there or behind me. Okay, so that's a wrap on my 2024 late season elk hunt here in Arizona. It's been an amazing week chasing elk in this beautiful country, the mountains, the canyons, the pines. It's just a really, really cool place. It was nice to finally get on a bull yesterday. I hadn't seen one since the day before the opener, so it had been a week since I'd seen a good bull. So I was on it. I had a good game plan. I set up in this cool cove to get a shot. Was just waiting for him to come out of his bedding area this morning. I glassed up on the mountain and I saw 2 hunters walking up to his bedding area, and then shortly after heard a couple gunshots. So I think they killed that bull. So it's just how it goes on public land here. This area is known to have good elk, but they give out a lot of tags for this hunt. I think 450. So lots of pressure, but that's just how it goes. It's been a great week here. It's been a grind, but it's been a lot of fun. So I'm gonna go into town and get a beer, get a burger, and shower. And we will see you guys on the next one.